Hey Aries, happy birthday month, unless you had your birthday in March. Anyways, happy birthday. Welcome to April 2018. I'm getting confused. I know I offered half of my viewers, half of the zodiac signs, a free photo reading last month, and I don't remember which half. So if I didn't offer it to the Aries last month, of course, please send me your photos and I will do a quick little blurb within the month. I can't promise a 24-hour layover unless you send it to me really quickly. I can't promise a 24-hour layover, but within the month, I would love to read your photo and share with you what I see. I'm loving doing it. I find it so fun. It's really expanding my intuition. And it's just like a fun little thing to do to kind of figure out where your energy's at right now. So please, I posted my email below, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of your beautiful faces. That's one of the major things I've noticed with doing the free photo readings. I'm like starting to feel insecure. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like talking to my husband, look how gorgeous this girl is. Like, oh, another thing, no filters, please, because that just really messes everything up. So we're going to get started on the reading. I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology of the month first, just because we have a little bit going on. Not as crazy as March, but we got a little bit going on. So we have that full moon in Libra on the 31st, and that's bringing a lot of relationships to the forefront to be released. So hash it out, talk about your relationships with the person that you trust the most, aka you. And what I mean by that is write it all down and then burn that bitch. Because this is really a full moon that we can release what's no longer serving us within relationships. And speaking of burning that, 5 cards have popped out already, Aries. And these are the people that I think you really need to kind of burn some bridges with. The first one is a Queen of Wands. So a fire sign just like yourself, somebody who is either Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo, of course. And actually this feels a lot like Leo energy. This person is sly. This person's very sly, very clever. Very, very clever. And I think they're doing some things behind your back. So it's time to really, I know it's more Virgo-like to kind of really pick through details, but it's time to kind of harness that Virgo energy this month and really look back on what has been said, look back on what has been done, go over old texts and actually really analyze how you feel when you reach out to this person, when you're in contact with this person, because they complain a lot, even though they have a lot to be thankful for. It's like they have all this optimism and abundance beneath the surface, but they refuse to even look there. And it's getting to you. It's definitely getting to you. So it's time, burn that bridge, spend some time alone, do your own thing, and that's going to bring a completely new frame of mind into what relationships and friendships especially mean to you, okay? And with that new frame of mind, a new person comes in. And this person is established, this person is secure, they're confident. They're not like this last Queen of Wands who, was just a little bit insecure, and that's where you kind of felt this conflict constantly, like they were always competing with you. Now this new person comes in and they're so confident, they have so much security, so much abundance, like they recognize the abundance that they have, so they're able to kind of spread that with generosity. They're a lot more open and nurturing to you, and you guys have a lot of fun together, and through that relationship, that frame of mind, that person comes in, and you see a whole new relationship forming with them, okay? So burn bridges, burn them, burn baby burn. This full moon in Libra, don't look back. And that's going to bring in a completely new person that's going to give you that partnership that you actually need, okay? Do it as a birthday present for yourself. Don't allow yourself to do another year of your life with this Queen of Wands that has just been pulling you down. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Okay, so we have that full moon in Libra. Mercury goes direct on April 15th. So Mercury has been retrograde since the 22nd, 23rd of March, and it's in Aries, so it's been messing up communications hardcore, especially for the Aries. Travel plans, delays, technical difficulties, technology breaking down, wanting to back up your computer is very important. Back up your phone, because on the 15th, that's when it's going to be the most potent when it comes to signing contracts, signing new leases. This is really a time to just be more inner than outer. So with this Queen of Wands, maybe waiting to talk to them until a little bit later. Like, just write down the letter to them, being like, I want you out of my life. Burn it, and just really get everything out, burn it, and then after Mercury goes direct, so after April 15th, you'll feel like you can communicate that to them with a lot less stress and a lot less pressure on you. April 15th is also a new moon in Aries, which means that you can really start to manifest this new person into your life and start focusing on what you do want out of your relationships, especially out of your friendships. And then we have April 17th, Saturn goes retrograde. Oh, God. Saturn is that hard planet, that one that kind of puts restrictions, it puts limits, it's a very harsh energy. And when it goes retrograde, we internalize all of it. And it's going to be retrograde until September 6th. So I'm happy that spring's here, but it's going to be a little bit of a hard one. 3 cards that just popped out that were face down, so something that you haven't acknowledged yet, Aries, is the rest that you've been doing at home, doing your own thing, resting, prayer, meditation, is because of this instability when it comes to this Queen of Cups. So the rest you've been doing at home has really made you feel kind of unstable about your foundation, really confused about your foundation, especially when it comes to your internal foundation, and that is stemming from this Queen of Cups person. So either a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or somebody that embodies that energy. There's something that definitely feels like a parent, and the rest that you've been doing at home and the instability you've been feeling at home is stemming back to this parent relationship with this very emotional water type sign, and how they made you feel in a fundamental way. Like how they made you feel about your foundation at home. Did you feel like you ever had a home, a place that you could call home when you were growing up? And now this rest on your own has really made you realize that you've never felt stable. It's time to kind of go back to that Queen of Cups and just ask why. Like, what was going on? Why couldn't you have given me that foundation that I needed? Okay, Pluto goes retrograde, on April 22nd. So that's going to be huge transformational inner shifts where everything, the inner workings are going and it's very transformational. It can get almost obsessive. Okay, you're going to want to be having a lot of adult playtime. Okay, and then we have a full moon in Scorpio on April 29th. Scorpio, that sexual energy brings a lot more adult playtime. So have fun, Aries. Enjoy yourselves. Okay, so that is what your subconscious wanted you to know off the bat. Let's see what's going on for April 2018. For Aries. Now I have that song, Birthday Sex. Okay, let's see what's going on. I am inappropriate, and I'm sorry. Okay, the theme of this reading is positivity, transformation, and with that, this complete transformation of your positivity and how you feel about yourself on the inside, you're creating a lot of external judgment. A lot of people from the outside are looking at you. And it's really bringing up some emotions that you didn't even realize you had. Your emotions when it comes to your reputation. And that's what you're putting out there. You're putting that energy out there. You know which relationship is doing it. You know exactly which relationship is doing it. You got to make a shift. You got to shift something within the relationship. Either completely shift them out or just make an inner change. Do what you got to do to push them out, and it's going to be positive. Because you've invested way too much of your power into yourself in order for this relationship to mess with things and how you feel about yourself. That'll create a huge change, and you're just going to feel a lot better, okay? So that's the theme. Let's get started on the actual reading. I have so many cards out. There's so much going on for you guys this month. Okay. You've been giving a lot. Giving a lot. And I hate to say it, Aries. You didn't put up the proper boundaries, and now it's expected and not appreciated. It's expected but not appreciated. But the giving that you have been doing, it is magical. The universe is looking at it like, wow, Aries. Wow. Because it's a lot of emotional give. And giving time, especially to your family and friends, giving time to your responsibilities, emotionally as well. Like, you're not just physically putting that effort out, you're actually giving a lot of your heart into it as well. It's very pure. But like I said, there is one person in particular that... no, they don't even see it. They put themselves 2 steps above you. They put themselves very high above you to the point where it's like, well, you should be giving yourself. You should be doing this. You should be putting out the energy. And they're fighting for that right to say that. Like, they will defend that right. They will always honor that. Like, they think that that's true and that's fair and that's an honest statement. Okay, so that's a situation that's going on for April, for Aries. The obstacle and the aid to all that emotional giving, like it's your responsibility, is that you didn't find a balance. So even when you're putting out money, when you're paying in any way, that's you doing an energy exchange. So what you're listening to, who you're listening to, what you're paying for, any way that you're putting out energy that isn't balanced, that isn't giving you what you actually want, like paying for things that you don't want to, or listening to somebody that you don't want to, but then still feeling like you have to agree with them, even though, sorry, I'm 8 months pregnant and gassy. I'm sorry. Feeling like you kind of have to do that, feeling like, it's the only way for you to feel balanced and for you to feel fair. That's the obstacle and the aid. Okay, so it's what's hindering your emotional giving, but it's also what's helping your emotional giving. Because the people that do appreciate your emotional giving, that will be reciprocated. Subconsciously, you were really overburdened with responsibilities. You got a lot going on. Okay? But you're thinking that it's all worth it, because in the end, you're going to be able to make this amazing change that's going to teach you some huge, profound life lessons. That's going to be the key to you being your new self, coming into your Aries energy, especially around your birthday, really making these profound changes where you're going to feel like really built up, like you really balanced, like you finally have your stuff together. So that's why you're working so hard. That's why you're putting so much emotional energy out and physical energy out. And you've created this. You've totally created this. You right now are moving on from something. Well, you want to be, and you should be. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be painful, this change. But it's important to build a bridge and move on, and to let go and take it as a lesson, and not to dwell there and just say, I have strength. I'm really just seeing this guy's cloak. It's kind of like an invisibility cloak where it's like, I have strength. I can kind of make this change and learn from it and not be embarrassed by it, not be ashamed by it, but actually say, okay, I've grown. I've grown through this. Okay? Family and friends are doing really well. Family and friends, no worries. No worries. Hope and fear, Aries, is positivity. It's for everything to work out. You hope for it, but you also fear it. Because what would that mean if you didn't have conflict? You guys are ruled by Mars, which is the planet of war. You need challenges. You need conflict. So having this person in your life, having this Queen of Wands in your life, gives you that sense of conflict. Gives you that sense of, not everything being perfect. You like it a little bit. So you hope for everything to just be fine. And for you to have the world at your feet and just everything's good, but you fear it as well. The outcome for your April 2018 Aries is There's a lot of backpedaling. A lot of backpedaling. So even though you're thinking that you're making some profound changes, it's causing a lot of backpedaling. Of course, because, you know, you can't look at the changes that you've made and where you're going unless you focus on where you've come from. So because of this going backwards, Queen of Wands is going to be highlighted in your life. I'm going to describe this person. Recognize that there's going to be some conflict. There's going to be a lot of going backwards with this person, a lot of heated arguments, a lot of chaos. It is coming from a place of love on both ends, though, but it's something to do with somebody with an E in their first, middle, or last name. Also seeing an L and an N, okay? This person has lost a child. It doesn't even have to be somebody like a child that they've physically created. Could be like a niece or nephew, but they have lost a child close to them, and that is why their heart is so broken, and that is why they kind of, you know, they're more of dreamers, where they kind of use the future outcome of things instead of looking at the present moment because of this pain. Because it's so hard for them to look presently, because if they were to look presently, they would recognize this pain of loss. And because of that, they've gone through some major transformations because they're so forward-thinking. So of course they're going to go through major transformations and major changes because they're constantly looking at the future. That is all I see. So essentially what I've gained from this reading is there's a fiery type person in your life that you have to move on from. When you do that, it's going to change your frame of mind about a more secure, stable, grounded person, which is going to create a new relationship, which is going to create something stable, either a sexual relationship or a platonic relationship. Because the rest that you've been doing right now is messing with your foundation, your stability at home and within. And it's based on this watery type feminine energy that I think really does stem back to like a maternal figure or somebody that was in your home life as a child, okay? You're going through some major transformations when it comes to your positivity. And because of that, because your positivity and your optimism has transformed, you're gaining a lot of judgment from outside sources, which is bringing up a lot of emotions that you're a little uneasy about. It's really messing with your reputation and what you're putting out there, and you know the relationship that I'm talking about. It's time to shift something within that relationship to actively take on that responsibility of shifting that relationship. When you do, you're going to feel like you've really invested some power into that shift, which is going to cause a huge change. So that's a theme of your April. And then what's going to happen come April, you're going to start to realize that you've been giving out a lot of emotional energy and it's just not being reciprocated. So it's not balanced, it's not fair. And that emotional energy is definitely connected to your financial energy and your power, okay? So all this energy that you've been putting out, you're still looking at the power aspect of it in a way. Subconsciously, you're working really hard. You're completely overburdened with responsibilities that your health may start to... You'll start to see some physical changes in your body, some physical, like either like bad back or... You know, something is going to physically happen that's going to symbolize this overburden of responsibility that just shows that you're giving way too much. So your body's going to start to show that. But you're recognizing that the giving you're doing it as a way to get some sort of fulfillment, as in to say, I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm teaching. You know, I'm teaching others how to give and what to give and to be responsible and to take care of yourself. And because of that, it's creating a lot of understandings when it comes to moving on, when it comes to kind of shielding yourself, building a bridge and moving on and getting over it. Because right now, there is some pain that's going on, but you know that you need to move on. Family and friends, don't worry about them. They're good. Hope and fear, like I said, this is a tricky card. It's really focused on, you know, you wanting everything to be okay, but on a subconscious level you fear it because it's like, well, what would that mean? So with that fear, it's still creating you to kind of jump back into fighting, into the past, into really kind of like your mind going crazy over what happened in the past, especially when it comes to what you're learning and what you're growing from. Through that, this Queen of Swords is going to come in and just kind of give you that understanding that I think you need, that different spiritual perspective. Because as much as you think that you're gaining a lot and you're learning a lot spiritually and emotionally, this Queen of Swords is going to kind of be that catapult for that understanding. Okay, so let's see. Okay, there's like 4 cards. Your advice, your indigo advice, is think about it. Don't scream about it. Think about it first. This person's alone. Think about it. Get some sort of physical outlet. You got Aries, they need it. Aries, they need to be moving. So get some sort of physical outlet, and then look through that physical outlet, and thinking about it, you're going to be able to look through the situation. That Virgo energy of looking at the details, picking through and combing through the details and being like, okay, let me see how this situation is actually helping me grow and not hindering my growth, so I'm not going to constantly come back to it. So Aries, that's all I have for you. I hope you guys have an amazing April 2018, amazing birthdays. Like I said, I will see your beautiful faces in the photo readings. Send me an email. Bye guys. Love you so much.